Hey guys, for today's project we're going to be doing a makeover on a piece of furniture that I found on Craigslist exactly 1 week ago. Here's the original Craigslist listing. So when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, this is one ugly toad of a piece of furniture. This definitely could be a good candidate for a makeover. It has potential. It was well made, it was solid wood, well built, it has, drawers, cabinet, it works out perfect in a house that doesn't have any storage, and it was small enough to not be too bulky or take up too much room in a small house. Also, it was in my price range, which it was $45. So we went over there, picked it up, and this is how the makeover went down. So I'll show you everything that we did to it, how we made it from ugly toad to, a nice little glamorous piece of furniture. So the first step is to remove all the paint. This poor thing had several layers of paint on it. You can see it was topped with a split pea soup crackle, and it had red underneath that and then white underneath that. So Michael broke out his heavy duty sander, his belt sander, and went to work on getting all the paint off, or at least as much as possible. I removed all the hardware. I had plans of replacing the hardware anyway. So Michael finished up sanding on the front. I also took just regular sandpaper and sanded any of the details by hand. Doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you get most of the paint off, then you're good. We're going to be priming it anyway. Before priming, we wanted to fill any of the dings, so we used this Durham's water putty. This was just left over from a previous project. So you just put a little in a container, add a little water, and you can fill any of the dings, and it really holds well. Although any type of wood filler will do the job just fine. And since I was changing out the old hardware, I wanted to fill any of those old holes where the knobs were because I was going to be switching them to drawer pulls. Then it was time for primer. This is the primer we used, and we did one coat and then decided that we wanted to do a second coat because it was still a little, well, not quite as even as we wanted it to be. So here it is after the second coat. It was looking good, pretty even, and I think we're ready to get painting. So the color that I chose is this Marina Isle from Behr. It is a gorgeous kind of minty blue, like minty aquamarine. It's just so pretty. So I used my favorite small roller. This is for smooth surfaces, so it works out perfect for furniture and getting into small areas. It can even do details pretty well. Alright, Behr Marina Isle is definitely my new paint color obsession. I just think it's so gorgeous, especially on furniture. It has that pale minty aquamarine, but it's in a medium base, so it has a lot of gray to it. So it keeps the color very grounded and not too overpowering, so it's not too loud or bright in the home, and it just blends really well with neutrals. We also used our paintbrush to get around any of the trim and details, so it was all coming together, and next it was time to work on the hardware. I ordered these awesome drawer pulls online. They were only $3.45 each. So I'll go ahead and post a link to my blog, and I'll have all the details and the website that I got these on there. But I took my 150 grit sandpaper and sanded everything down because I was going to be painting them silver. I wanted to make sure that the paint would have a good surface to adhere to. And then I made sure to polish it and clean it, make sure there's no dust left from sanding, make sure it was ready to paint. So if you're spray painting hardware and you really want it to be durable, definitely use a primer. I'm using this Rust-Oleum Universal. This is a paint and primer in one. So I'm going to start by spraying one light coat of this pure gold. So first I spray just to make sure it doesn't come out in any blobs or something. You always want to do that before you start spray painting your actual project. And after one light coat, I'm just going to pop on this little guard. Just make sure that doesn't spray when you don't want it to. And then I'm going to be using this Rust-Oleum Bright Coat metallic finish. It's a really pretty, bright, shimmery silver. And I'm just going to do one light coat of that, see how that looks. And then I decided that I wanted to do a second coat of it. So I went over it one more time, flipping over the pieces also, the handles and the screws. And then I'm going to do a little bit of this Martha Stewart Vintage Gold, this metallic paint. I really like using this because it creates a really nice multi-dimensional look. So I just mixed it up with a little bit of water, used a small artist paintbrush, and I'm just kind of applying it to the grooves and into some of that detail. And then I just grabbed a rag and just wiped away any of the excess vintage gold, just to make sure that the nice highlighted pieces would stay silver and the gold would only be down in the grooves. That's a great way to just give a more multi-dimensional look instead of having your pieces just look, spray painted. So once we measured where we wanted the new hardware, like the exact positioning of it, then I was able to put it in there. Michael drilled all the holes for me. So thank you, Michael, for helping me with this project. And here's a look at the before. There it is, big red, split pea soup, and here's the after. Ah, so much better. Look at that. It was just like a breath of fresh air to be able to walk into my living room and finally have Just a nice little bit of color, but not too over the top, something that worked well with the neutrals. The hardware I love acrylic, I love crystal, I love the ornate look of the hardware. And then on the top there, I've got my lamp. My lamp is from Walmart. And then those other little pieces there, yep, those are some of my recent thrift store finds. So if you guys like furniture makeovers, let me know because I'm always up for sharing projects that I'm working on with you. So I hope you guys liked how the project turned out. I'm so happy with it. It's like, oh, it's just like a breath of fresh air when I walk in my living room now. It's totally like a focal point, and I have it on our one blank wall, and I plan on doing like a kind of like a gallery wall up above it, so it's kind of like more of a focal point. And yeah, I think it'll all fit together nicely. So I will share all of those projects as I get around to them with you, of course. And I do want to thank Virginia from Live Love DIY. She was a huge inspiration to me, and doing this project, I had discovered that paint from her blog and the Marina Isle from Bear. Oh, it is such a gorgeous paint for furniture. So it's just like that perfect, you know, I've been into that minty kind of aqua, but very subdued. Oh, it is just gorgeous. So a huge thanks to her. And if you don't know her blog yet, then definitely check it out. I'll post her link below because she has like such cool DIY ideas. So I think you guys would really like her a lot too. I think that is everything. Oh, I'll post my blog link below too because I have a whole blog write-up on this, and I have all the details. Everything that I use for this project will be on that post. So I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.